Before we start the preview conference, first and foremost, the opening prayer to be led by our head procurement unit, Engineer Arnett Portales.
Lamayin po natin ang presensya ng ating Panginoon sa alam ng Panginoon. Muli po, nagpapasalamat kami at nakarating ang bawat isa dito sa gawain ito, Panginoon. Maraming salamat, Panginoon, sa patuloy niyong pagbigay sa amin, ang pagsunod ng katawan, malinis na puso at malinis na kalisipan upang ganapin namin ang aming mga tungkulin dito sa opisina, Panginoon. Maraming salamat din po sa patuloy niyong pagbibigay ng biyaya sa bawat sa amin upang maitaguyod namin ang aming mga pamilya. Lord, sa oras na ito, hinihiling po namin na basbasan po ninyo kami, pagkalooban po kami ng karunungan upang magampanan ang gawa nito, Panginoon. Hinihiling po namin na maging matagumpay ang gawa nito, Panginoon, sa pamamagitan ninyo. Hinihiling din po namin, Panginoon, na patuloy niyo pong pagkalooban ng awa ang bawat isa sa amin. Ang lahat po ng ito ay hinihiling namin sa pangalan ng Jesus. Amen.
The Bids and Awards Committee back meeting for the day, October 12, 2023 is now called to order. May we request Mr. Abelardo Tupas to please read the rules of attendance and the agenda of preview conference.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Good morning to our back Chairman, Vice back Chairman, and to the members of the back, the head of procurement. Good morning. And good morning to those who are watching in our live Facebook and to our website. Thank you to all prospective leaders. Now we are scheduled the Preventive conference at 10 a.m. of October 12, 2023. Here are the attendance of our background members. The Chairman, Engineer Vinyo Alcaton, present. Our Vice Chairman, Ronald G. Supana, present. The members of the back, Engineer Maria Titikayaw, and Engineer Julius M. Kakacha, present. Our Secretariat, headed by Engineer Arnel C. Portales, present. Abelardo Tupas, Jerry Larawan, and to those who are watching our website. Mr. Chairman, we have 4 back members, and the meetings constitute a quorum on this private conference. Now, the agenda of a private conference, we have 12 projects to be preview and explanation by the back or Bid and Awards Committee of the following: letter A, basic contract data, including contract description, EBC, and duration. Then letter B, the requirements of bidding documents, including instructions to bidders, general condition of contracts, special condition of contract, specifications, drawings, bid of quantities, and forms. Letter C, documents to be submitted by the bidders. Number 1 is technical component envelope, which is the Class A document. It includes literally legal documents, letter B technical documents, letter C financial documents below, which includes A, financial bid form, B, bid prices in bill of quantities or BOQ, activity check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation with post-qualification and award. Number 2 agenda is questions, comments from bidders and replies of BAC and other representative of procurement entity. Number 3, summary of proceedings, including supplemental or bid bulletins to be issued. And number 4 is other matters. That's all, Sir Chairman.
Thank you, Sir Tupas. May we request our Vice Chairman, Engineer Baja, to please discuss the basic contract data.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning.
Good morning po sa lahat. I will be discussing the basic contract data for these 12 projects scheduled for bidding on October 26, 2023. For the first contract ID 24EF0012. The contract name is Construction of Colby River Flood Control Structures. This contract is located at Rizal, Palawan. The description of works for this contract: it is a construction of 200 mm thick reinforced concrete revetment with steel sheet piles and segmental wall every 20 meters. The ABC for this contract is 53,075,000. This project is funded under FY 2024 NEP. The contract duration is 185 calendar days. The cost of bidding documents is 50,000, and the pickup license requirement is medium A. For the next contract, 24EF0013. The name of project is Construction of Salogon River Flood Control Structure. This project is located at Brooke, Palawan. The brief description for this contract: it is a construction of 200 mm thick reinforced concrete revetment with steel sheet pile and segmental wall every 20 meters. Ito pong steel sheet piles natin ay yung C-type. C-type po itong ating gagamitin steel sheet pile, yung hot form. Then, paki-review rin po ang ating bagong plano ng ating flood control dahil meron po itong segmental wall every 20 meters. 24 NEP. The contract duration is 172 calendar days. The cost of bidding documents is 25,000. The pickup license requirement is medium A. Next contract is 24EF0014. The contract name: Construction of Mambalot CIS Drainage Canal and Slope Protection. The contract location is Brooke, Palawan. Brief description is construction of 200 mm thick reinforced concrete revetment with steel sheet piles and segmental wall every 20 meters. The ABC for this contract is 17,966,340 pesos. Source of fund: FY 2024 NEP. The contract duration is 127 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000, and the pickup license requirement is small b. The contract name: Preventive Maintenance, Secondary Road, Quezon-Puntah Road, K0152 plus 889 to K0154 plus 691. This contract is located at Quezon, Palawan. The brief description is 50 millimeter thick asphalt overlay, 2 inches po. Construction of concrete shoulder, reinforced concrete trapezoidal line canal, and pavement markings. So hindi lang po siya basta asphalt overlay, meron din pong construction ng drainage, itong reinforced concrete na trapezoidal line canal. The ABC for this contract is 51,386,250 pesos. The source of fund is also from FY 2020. The cost of bidding documents is 50,000. The pickup license requirement is medium A. The next contract, 24EF0016. The contract name, Preventive Maintenance, Tertiary Road, Palawan Circum.Rd, along Panalingaan-Tagbita-Latud section. K0247 plus and minus 925 to K0248 plus 000. Then another station, K0248 plus 738 to K0249 plus 25. So dalawa pong station to, itong asphalt overlay na gagawin. This contract is located at Rizal, Palawan. Brief description for the contract, 50 mm thick asphalt overlay, including reblocking of PCCP, construct 095,485 pesos. Source of fund is under FY 2024 NEP. The contract duration is 140 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 50,000. Pickup license requirement is medium A. Contract ID 24EF0017. The contract name, collapse and landslide-Secondary Road, Palawan Circum.Rd. K0226 plus 190 to K0226 plus 250. Yan po yung first station. Second station, K0240 plus 310 to K0240 plus 400. Then, for the third station, K0241 plus 996 to K0242 plus 020. Then, next station is K0242 plus 070 to K0242 plus 110. So, apat na station po ito, intermittent section. Gagawing rehab sa contract na to. Contract location is at Rizal, Palawan. Description is a construction of concrete slope protection structures with steel sheet pile and H pile. Meron din siyang concrete shoulder and other miscellaneous structures. The ABC for this contract is 28,322,000 with a contract duration of 246 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000 and the pickup license for size range is small b. Next contract, 24EF018. Contract name, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of Roads with Slips, Slope Collapse, and Landslide. Secondary Roads, Puerto Princesa South Road. Dalawang station po ito. First station is at K0145 plus 937 to K0146 plus 030. Then K0147 plus 820 to K0147 plus 940. The contract location, it is located at Sopronio, Española, Palawan. The brief description for this contract, it is a construction of concrete slope protection structures with steel sheet pile and other miscellaneous structures. The ABC for this contract is 30,968,000. The source of fund is under FY 2024 net. Contract duration is 255 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000. Pickup license requirement is medium A. Next contract is 24EF0019. Location is at Rizal, Palawan. Brief description is it is a completion of pre-stressed concrete girder bridge with additional slope protection structures and solar LED bridge light. Ito pong project na ito ay phase 2 na. This contract is 9,800,000. Source of fund is FY 2024 net. Contract duration is 216 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents 10,000. Pickup license for size range small B. Next contract 24EF0020. The contract name is Construction of Multipurpose Building at Barangay Birong, located at Quezon, Palawan. It is a construction of 10 meters by 20 meters, 2-story building with 3 meters by 5 meters in transports. This building consists of a multi-purpose hall, 2 offices, records office, staff room, toilets, 2 quarters, 3-chamber septic vault, furnitures, CCTV system, concrete parking space at the front, and 2 solar post light. The ABC for this contract is 9,900,000. Source of fund is under FY 2024 net. The contract duration is 150 calendar days. Cost of bid docs 10,000, and the pickup license requirement is small B. Next contract is contract ID 24EF0021. Contract name is Construction of Multipurpose Building at Barangay Tinlugan, Quezon, Palawan. It is a construction of 10 meters by 20 meters, 2-story building with 3 by 5 meters in transports. This building consists of multipurpose hall, 2 offices, records office, staff room, toilets, 2 quarters, 3-chamber septic vault, furniture, CCTV system, concrete parking space at the front, and 2 solar post light. The ABC for this contract is 9,900,000. Source of fund under FY 2024 net with 150 calendar days na contract duration. Cost of bid docs is 10,000. Pickup license requirement is small B. Contract name, Construction of Multipurpose Building, Barangay Sugod. This contract is located at Quezon, Palawan. It is a construction of 10 meters by 20 meters, 2-story building with 3 meters by 5 meters in transport, with multipurpose hall, 2 offices, records office, staff room, toilets, 2 quarters, 3-chamber na septic vault, 2 solar post light. So talaga pong complete package po ang ating building. ABC for this contract is 9,900,000. Source of funds under FY 2024 net with contract duration of 150 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 10,000 and the pickup license for size range is small b. For the last contract, 24EF 0023 contract. This project is located at Rizal, Palawan. Brief description: it is a construction of 10 by 20 meters two-story building with 3 by 5 entrance courts, multi-purpose hall, 2 offices, records office, stock room, toilet, 2 quarters, 3 chamber na septic hall, furnitures, CCTV system, concrete parking space at the front, and 2 solar post lights. The ABC for this contract is 9,900,000. The source of fund is under FY 2024 net. Contract duration is 150 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 10,000. Pickup license requirement is small b. So, kung meron po kayong other clarification and question, please refer lang po sa ating invitation to bid or pwede po kayong mag-contact directly dito sa aming opisina. So, that's all, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Supana, for the information. May we request our block member, Engineer Maria Pecaro, to please discuss the requirements of bidding documents.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, good morning everybody.
Good morning.
These are the requirements for bidding documents, which include instruction to bidders, general conditions of contract, special conditions of contract, specifications, drawing, bill of quantities, and forms. For the instruction to bidders, the bidders must submit their technical and financial component sealed envelope into one big envelope. All interested bidders may acquire a complete set of bidding documents at procurement of unit office back building, DPWH Palawan 2nd PO, Nara, Palawan, upon payment of applicable fee for bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the GPPD and the amount stated by Vice Chairman Engineer Ronald Supana. All the basic contract data, but it may also be downloaded for free of charge from DPWH's website, www.dpwh.gov.ph, and from Philippine Procurement System or PINGEP's website. Documentation may be done manually or electronically online. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. Similar to manual submission, the guidelines for preparation and submission of electronic bid are obtained in the bidding documents. Bids must be received by the back secretariat through the DPWH building, 2nd floor, back room, Nara, Palawan, for manual submission or at electronic bids, Palawan 2 at dpwh.gov.ph for electronic submission. All bids must be accompanied by bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in the amount stated in IBD Clause 16. Bid opening shall be on October 26, 2023, 10 a.m. at DPWH building, 2nd floor, backroom, Nara, Palawan. Bid will be opened in the presence of the bidders' representatives who choose to attend the activity. Late bids shall not be accepted. For the general conditions of the contract or the GCC, the purpose is to provide standard terms and conditions of the contract applicable in all contracts in general, without detailed information and data specific to the contract at hand. The GCC defines the contractual requirements and obligations of both the procuring entity and the contractor at hand. The obligation of the procuring entity is to provide you with the plans and inspections, and tests. For the contractor's obligation is to carry out works for contract in accordance with the plans and specification within contract duration. And the contractor shall employ a paid personnel indicating the resignation in accordance with RTB Clause 10.3 and specified in the PDS to carry out the supervision of works. The procuring entity will approve the proposed replacement of K personnel only if their relevant qualifications and abilities are equal to or better than those of the personnel listed in the schedule. The posting of performance security. This shall guarantee the contractor's performance of its contract obligations up to the certificate of acceptance after the defects liability period and upon submission of the required warranty security if acceptable. The performance security shall also guarantee the recoupment of any advance payment. It must be posted in favor of the procuring entity and shall be forfeited in the latter's favor if it is established that the winning bidder is in default in any of its obligations under the contract. The GCC shall remain unchanged. Kaya meron tayo po special conditions of the contract or the SCC. The purpose of this is to provide contract-specific information in relation to the corresponding clauses and the general conditions of the contract. The SCC shall specify contractual requirements linked to the special circumstances of the procuring entity and works procured. Some contents of the SCC are intended condition and start date, required description of works, type of structures and warranty period, and the amount and schedule of advance payment. The contractor's paid personnel equipment requirements are stated in the bid data sheets or the BDS. For the specifications shall reflect necessary minimum requirements. It should promote the broadest possible competition while assuring structural integrity and performance of the infrastructure. For DPWH contracts, meron po tayong DPWH standard specifications for public works and highways or the Blue Book. It shall be the basic standards to be met by the materials and works to be performed. Meron tayo pong Volume 2 for highways and bridges, Volume 3 for buildings, flood control, and drainage. Standard pay items that PCMA is used. Modifications in DPWH standard drawings. This is our plan. It varies with the type and nature of contract and of works involved. It represents in accordance with accepted national and international standards and practices for infrastructure contracts based on the data engineering. It's formed part of design outputs. It consists of layouts, plans, profiles, elevations, sections, site location, and perspective, efficient detail, and scale implemented by specs to enable the leader or contractor to make clear, accurate presentation of required works. It is also the reference or guide. The purpose is to provide sufficient information on the quantities of works to be performed under contract at hand to enable the bidder to prepare bids efficiently and accurately. Yung BOQ po natin ay may 6 columns. Columns 1 to 4 is to be filled up by the procuring entity, and columns 5 to 6 to be filled up by the bidder. The bidder shall not change the entries under pay item, which is in column 1, description in column 2, unit in column 3, and quantity in column 4, which are set by the procuring entity for each item in the BOQ. The bidder shall indicate its unit bid price in words and in figures in column 5 and its total bid price in column 6. Kailangan magkatugma po in words and in figures. The PWG will check your submitted BOQ and postation of bidding documents and it is patently insufficient. Lagi po mag-update ng posting sa PhilJets, baka meron po tayong bid bulletin at may pagbabago sa previous posting. Yung ating forms, lahat ng ating forms ay standard and updated at lahat ng ating requirements of bidding documents ay nakapost ng PDFs at DPWA's website na pwede niyo po i-download for free. That's all, Mr. Chairman, for the requirements of bidding documents. Thank you po.
Thank you, Back Member, Madam Engineer Kaya, for the information. May we request our head back secretariat, Engineer Arnel Portales, to please discuss further the documents to be submitted by the bidders.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We have the documents to be submitted by the bidders. Number one, ito po yung technical component envelope. Ito po yung mga laman niya, Class A documents. For legal documents, we have the valid principles registration, certificate, platinum membership, complete, 3 pages, and number 2 po yung registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry for sole proprietorship, or Cooperative Development Authority, CDA for cooperative or its equivalent document. And number 3 po yung mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidders is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. At ang huli po yung tax clearance for per EO number 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. And ang kasunod po nito ay yung technical documents. Ang number 1 po dito is state aid, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Kailangan po i-disclose natin dito yung lahat ng mga contracts para po ma-comply natin yung ating requirements. Number 2 is statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, CC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules. The contractor's SLCC must be at least 50% of the approved budget contract to be bid. And next po is the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board, PCAB license or special license in case of joint ventures and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. Paki-check din po yung inyong validity ng license, baka po expired na yung sa inyo ay grant po yan for disqualification. And next po is original copy of bid security. If in the form of surety bond, submit also. Next po is project requirements which shall include the following. Letter A, organizational chart for the contract to be bid. Letter B, list of contractors, key personnel, that is project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen, to be assigned to the contract to be bid, with their complete qualification and experience data. Next po is list of contractors, major equipment units, which are owed or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor, vendor for the duration of the project, as the case may be. New contractors must have proof of ownership for minimum material testing equipment and or certification of the inspection from the technical working group. At ito po, nire-remind din namin na dapat po yung minimum equipment original duly signed omnibus term statement, OSS, complete with 10 statements and applicable. Original notarized secretary certificate in the case of corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney, all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. And next po is the financial documents. The prospective bidders audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidders' total and current assets and liabilities stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. Next po is the prospective bidders' computation of net financial contracting capacity, NFCC. Next po is the Class B documents. If applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the GBA in the instance that the bid is successful. And number 2 po, ito po yung nilalaman ng financial component envelope. Number 1 po is original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. Number 2 po is original of duly signed bid prices and the bill of quantities. And number 3, duly accomplished detailed estimates form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid. And lastly po, yung cash flow by quarter. At ito po, nire-remind din natin na dapat po lahat ng documents ito po dapat ay book-bounded and kailangan po ay clear copies, readable, paginated, and duly signed by the bidder. That's all po, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Sir Portales, for the clear information and well-defined explanation. May we request BAC Member 1 Engineer Julius Catacha to please discuss the criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
These are the criteria and procedures for examination and evaluation of bids. First is the eligibility check. This is a simultaneous processing of electronic eligibility and manual checking of submitted legal, technical, and financial documents. First is the manual checking. This is in a discretionary pass or fail or presence and absence of required documents, legal and financial documents such as the printer's certificate of registration, SEC, DDI or CDA registration, the mayor's and business permit, and tax clearance certificate per Executive Order Number 398, Series of 2005. The financial statement and computation of financial contracting capacity or the NFCC. The project's registration should be valid and platinum membership must be complete in 3 pages and all documents must be updated. Missing or expired documents means failed or ineligible and manual eligibility. Next is the electronic checking of eligibility. The authorized administrator will process the electronic eligibility of the bidders using the system provided for CWA or the Civil Works application. This is a database of contractors' legal, financial, and technical information. All bona fide contractors who wish to do business with the department are encouraged to enroll to the registry. The BAC will receive a copy of electronic eligibility showing results of pass or fail in the legal, financial, and technical aspects. Failed results to any aspect means ineligible in electronic eligibility. Second criteria is the preliminary examination of bids. First is the opening of the first envelope, the technical documents. The BAC shall open the first envelope to determine the bidder's compliance for eligibility. technical and financial documents required as prescribed in IRR 9184 against the checklist to ascertain that they are present using the non-discretionary criterion as stated in the instruction to bidders. If a bidder submitted the required documents, it shall be rated passed for that particular requirement. Bids that fail to include any requirement or are incomplete or patently insufficient shall be rated as failed. Treatment of the prospective bidder of all ongoing government and private contracts, including awarded contract but not yet started, should be declared and filled up in the prescribed format. Certification of compliance of laboratory equipments issued by the head of technical working group must be present. In case of new contractors, proof of ownership or purchase must be attached. The laboratory equipments must be company-owned, neither rented or leased. To the outright disqualification of your bid proposal. Next is the second envelope, the financial documents. Same as with the first envelope, non-discretionary pass or fail criteria or presence and absence of documents. Any missing documents means fail. If present, means passed. After determining compliance in the first envelope and rated passed, the box shall open the second envelope. For bidders whose first envelopes were rated fail, their second envelope will not be opened. It will be returned to the bidder or any authorized representative unopened. In case any of the requirements in second envelope is missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient, and or if the submitted total bid price exceeds ABC, shall be rated fail. The ABC shall be the upper limit or ceiling for their prices. Only bids that the above item is in opening and preliminary stage. The third criteria is the detailed evaluation of bids. Detailed evaluation of the bid that was opened, read, and rated passed. The purpose is to determine the lowest calculated bid or the LCB. This is to establish correct calculated prices. The criteria is the completeness of bid will be checked. All blanks in bid form must be properly filled up. The TWG will check all required items in bidding documents. That includes the following. First is the unit price or cost of item doon po sa column 5 and 6 ng ating BOQ. Placing no price is considered as a non-responsive, while specifying a zero or dash means it is offered for free and it is responsive. Second is the minor arithmetical corrections in case of discrepancies between the bid price versus the bid price in words. The bid price in words will prevail. Total price per item versus the unit price item quantity, the unit price per item quantity will prevail. Stated total price versus the total sum of prices of component items, the total sum of prices of component items will prevail. Unit cost in the detailed estimate versus the unit cost in the BOQ, the unit cost in the BOQ will prevail. The fourth criteria is the post-qualification of the technical working group. This is to determine whether the bidder with lowest calculated bid complies with and is responsive to all requirements and conditions of eligibility and the bidding of the contract to be declared the lowest calculated responsive bid. The verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience including the single largest completed contract of the SLCC, similar to the contract being procured. Verification of competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned to the contract as against the minimum requirements under the bid data sheet. If proposed key personnel is an employee to the bidder and working on another project at the same time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that the personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded to the contract. He or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing in the bidding document. The verification of availability and commitment in all inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of major equipment units to be owned, leased, under purchased by the bidder for use in the contract under bidding. The technical working group will conduct verification if any of these contracts shows a reported negative slippage of at least 15% in a single contract, or a reported negative slippage of at least 10% in 2 or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 days and to complete them within 30 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificate of acceptance within 30 days and to complete the works within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures. Standard quality of works as per contract and specification. Unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. The liquidated damages currently imposed in the contract. The results of the contractor's performance evaluation system, or the CPES, should also be considered by the concerned BAC in determining the responsiveness of the contractor's bid before any award of the contract can take place, as stated in Item 12.5, Annex E of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. In the legal aspects, the authenticity and validity of licenses, permits, certificates, and agreements submitted will also be checked. And of course, the contractor or the bidder must not be included sa listahan ng mga blacklisted. If the bank determines that the bidder with the lowest calculated bid, higher rated bid, passes all the criteria for post-qualification, it shall be declared the said bid as the lowest calculated and responsive bid. The fifth criteria is the award. The bank shall then recommend to the head of the procuring entity the awarding of contract to the bidder with the lowest calculated and responsive bid. The host shall approve or disapprove the recommendations of the BAC within a period not exceeding 7 calendar days from the termination and declaration of the BAC of the NCRP. The failure of bidding is recommended only if there is no bids received during opening, all prospective bidders are declared ineligible, all bids fail to comply with all the bid requirement or fail post-qualification, or the bidder with the lowest calculated responsive bid refuses without justifiable cause. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Katasa. Well spoken, well done. Since no prospective bidders at the back conference room on the initial forum, which is the pre-bid conference. We will now proceed on the next agenda. For the summary proceedings, the VAC chairman should convene the bids and awards committee members to conduct the bid, then manual checking of bid requirements for technical component and road follows. By determining the presence of which required documents in the technical proposal against the checklist to ascertain if they are all present using non-discretionary pass-fail criteria. Determine if overall the technical component of the bidder passed or failed. Announce the results of the preliminary examination of all technical components, both complying and not complying, followed by eligibility checking. This is done electronically through the DPW Civil Works application, CWA. Determine eligible bidder and ineligible bidders through electronic processing of bidders' capability in contractor's information versus contract requirements and contract profile. The next activity is to conduct preliminary exam by determining the presence of required documents in this financial component versus the checklist. Determine if overall the financial component of the bidder passed or failed. Announce the result of the preliminary examination of the financial envelopes with overall rating, passed and failed. Finally, the head tax secretariat shall read the total bid prices and bid security of the bidders found passed for both technical and financial proposal requirements and enter the information in the abstract of bids as read. Engineer Portales, do we have supplemental bid bulletins issued?
Wala pang. Sa ngayon, wala pa dito. Wala pa rin yung bulletin. Pero, paano magkakaroon eh? Siguro, abangan na lang nila para sure.
Noted.